unbelievable because never think about that. Never think about I lost everything in couple hours.
Everything?
Everything.
Clothes, furniture, pictures?
Everything.
Hello everyone, I'm Eszter Vajda and welcome to Hometown Talents and Treasures. We're on location at the Lawrence Fire Department where some firefighters have partnered up with an organization called Heal Lawrence. They're helping families that have lost everything due to devastating fires get back on their feet. Meet the founder, a firefighter, and a family that benefited from their help. Joined by firefighter Juan Gonzalez and Wayne Hayes of Heal Lawrence. Welcome, gentlemen, and thanks for being on Hometown Talents and Treasures.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wayne, a spectacular idea, helping people displaced by fire. How did this all come about?
I formed Heal Lawrence as an informational website for people to find out where do I go to join this group to get help with this. And basically a letter writing campaign to deal with the issues that we had with our former administration. And to just basically get people involved and let them know how to get involved. And we had a horrific fire December of 2012, and there was, in my neighborhood, Mount Vernon, I'm the president of Mount Vernon Neighborhood Association, and with this fire, people were saying we want to do a fundraiser, and I felt I didn't have the capacity, but they were looking at me. I'm like, I wouldn't know how to do it. And at the same point, I get a call from Juan. As a firefighter and a friend that I met on the recall, we've been dealing things together in the past. And he said, how can we help these people? And it's funny, as Juan said it, what I pictured, he says, could Heal Lawrence help? And I pictured a bridal registry showing what the people needed, and as people let me know what's donated, we mark filled. So you get one couch, not 6 couches and no beds. Mm-hmm. So that was the start of it. And basically Juan became the social worker, and I was like the informational format gentleman, and it just kind of grew from there, and we just invited people to be part of helping.
And Juan, your role as a social worker, and you go and fight these fires, and you see lives destroyed, changed, losing everything from personal to really sentimental stuff. How do you go about approaching some of these families that have lost so much?
Well, at first it was difficult because to me it was easier, it was second nature to go out and put a fire. It's what we trained to do. And then when I first encountered the first family, when I reached out to Wayne Hayes, I said, what can I do to, I was missing something. I said, it's easy for me to put the fire out and go back to quarters, but what happens to this family? And that's when I said, I want to get involved. And that's when I reached out to Wayne. I said, what can we do? And once he said, we can use Heal Lawrence. And great, it took off. But in terms of the social worker part of it, my job is to go out, work with the fire department. The investigator usually gets a list of names. And so I find out where they live, where they put up at the Red Cross. And I get to talk to the people. A lot of them are only Spanish-speaking people, so I come in handy in that regard. And I just facilitate.
And Wayne, it's fascinating when you and I were talking about this. You said the Red Cross only places people in homes for 3 days, and psychologically, you're not even over something like this.
Actually, it's 2 days.
2 days.
2 working days, basically the days they can go to an agency.
And so then how do you step in?
Well, we've learned quite a bit in a year because we had the first families with Section 8. So I assumed they go down to whatever welfare or whatever department, say, here's my certificate, I need a home. Oh, here you go. No, they have to find the place. You can't find a place in 2 days. You can get your paperwork squared away, but they've lost their papers, their Social Security, their birth certificates, which you need to prove. So they're trying to regroup and get that stuff and find an apartment that we were naively going, uh-oh, another hurdle. Every family we learned another hurdle we try to overcome. The social agencies, we don't even know where to send them. Now we've been learning, Juan has been saying, this is where you go, this is where you go. We have partners. Two that we found is, one of them is the Wish Project in Lowell, that one actually drove a family down there, and they came back with anything from a baby stroller and seats to food. And so now I want to reciprocate and have a fundraiser for these people. We don't want to just take. Basically, our motto is facilitate, educate, and empower. We find the information, we invite you to help, and we make it so we get the donor and the families together. We can't store things, we don't have trucks to move things, we just try and get these people together.
And you don't accept cash?
No cash, because we're not a registered group, and I don't want checks made out to Wayne. Heal Lawrence isn't a bank account. So we ask for gift cards, or if they pay these extended hotel stays, they pay directly to the hotel, and the hotels have been giving us the Red Cross rate. So like I say, it's reciprocal, it's rewarding, and it's still growing in a learning process with, unfortunately, every tragedy.
You know, when you talk about losing their birth certificate and papers, but as I mentioned earlier, it's really, you lose so much of your identity, of your history for a lot of people. Kids, their toys, but adults, their baby pictures, their, you know, sentimental stuff. And so how do you go, Juan, about working with some of these families in 2 days to find a place, much less realize and come to grips with what happened?
Well, at first, like Wayne said, it's a learning experience. I was a victim of a flood in 2006, and I was overwhelmed by how the community came about helping me. So when it was now my turn to get back, it was kind of easier to do that. So it's been difficult. I lost a lot of baby pictures during the floods and stuff like that. But we let people know it's hard to understand at first, but that there is a bright light at the end of the tunnel. And it's hard. You can't replace the pictures that burn and all that, but at least you still got a chance. You're still alive. And we put usually the first family as an example. Look what they went through. Look how well they're doing now. And the great thing about this is that, like Wayne said, we empower people. We like when people make a, so that they put a great effort into getting back on their feet. None of the families that we helped so far have been just standing there waiting for us to help. We lend a hand, and they just want to take it and go. They want to put themselves back up. So far, every family that we helped have done their share of getting their lives back together. And that's very rewarding just to see that happening.
Juan, why did you become a firefighter?
Interesting. I wanted to be a police officer, to be honest with you, and while I was with the auxiliary police, I used to do traffic for the fire department during fires. And while watching them work, I thought, that's amazing what these guys are doing. Next time I'm going to take the test and I'm going to go for it. And 18 years later, here I am, and I love it. And it's because of the fact that it's rewarding. People know that we're there to help you. And to me, that's priceless, and that's what I enjoy doing. So, you know, I'm glad I'm here.
And Wayne, you do quite a lot in the community. I've said your name a few times, and I hear you're involved in this and that. Always volunteering and giving back to the community. How did you come to do this? Why?
I guess in my life, I've had many people help my family in tough times. I've heard of stories when I was too young to know what was going on, where my mother had bad times and neighbors come and help. And my mother always helped anyone that she could see or think of. And I'm a hippie from the 60s. You help your brother man. You watch the ones that are scams, but you help the ones that are honest. But you help them help themselves. I don't fix these people. I help them help themselves. If they sat there saying, gimme, gimme, we would just take steps back. We're here to empower them, not to fix them. And like Juan says, we've been impressed because mankind is mankind, and we haven't seen that. And that's what makes us go, you know, if these people were scamming us, we'd say, you know, we have to do something else or stop. We've been very blessed. These people are appreciative. These people are in need. My wife, as a young child, her whole family building she lived in burned in front of her as she was young. She's afraid of fire. She appreciates what we do. And I must say, it's our wives who give us the time to do all these things that we do, the support.
The apartment have the bedroom in the third floor. The second floor I have the living room, TV room, dinner room, because that's the big house. And after that, I go to the hotel with my children, Holiday Inn. I don't have nothing. I have my regular shoe. I have one pen, one shirt, and one sweater. That's it.
Emmanuel, what happened when your mom told you about your house? What was your reaction?
I actually found out first out of all because during the morning when I left from school, I had to leave because I was sick that day. And so when I left, I was supposed to go home, but then I forgot my keys, which is very lucky for me.
Oh my God.
And so instead, I just spent the day with my dad, and he was gonna bring me home, and then we started seeing smoke, and my dad was worried because he lives near us, like really close to us, and he thought maybe it could be near our house. So then we started driving to the smoke, and then there was the fire, and we saw, and then we called, and then that's when me and him called my mom, and that's when she found him.
Juan contacted you.
Yes.
And how did they help?
And found the apartment. He bring the list about what place I found the apartment, because I looking for apartment because I have my family. I don't want to stay in the hotel for months. No, I was looking for apartment. He bring the list. One contact a lot of people. Some people help you for pay the hotel. And because the Red Cross pay only for a day. I'm looking for the people help you. And only the people help you. No, nobody help you. Because the city not qualify.
And what would you say to these guys?
Thank you. I said thank you a lot of time.
And if they weren't there, where would you be?
I try help with other people because never think about the situation. Maybe before December 12, I don't think about the people hope you laugh because God don't nothing about me. Only know that some people live in the Mahweh tree of the
They know nothing about you, but that yet they helped.
Yes. That's very important for me. That's incredible.
What can folks do to protect themselves?
I truly believe that in terms of protecting themselves, be safer in the home, I think that one of the first things that we always tell people, especially now during this cold season, be careful with extension cords and be careful with space heaters all over the house, trying to compensate for the, the lack of heat. Candles, unattended, food on the stove while you go shopping and you leave the food cooking by itself. Those are the type of things that are dangerous. We as fire department, we chase a lot of burnt food on the stove. So it's pretty terrible. But what we encourage people to do is that if you smell smoke, call the fire department. Because we don't want you to think that if you call us that we're going to charge you. There's a lot of people under the impression in Lawrence that when we come, we're going to send you a bill. And it's not like that. I mean, the chief and the deputies and the office will be in charge of finding the people that are being negligent. As if we go into your building 3 or 4 times in one day, then that means you're not working with us. Then of course they're going to come after you. But just because you burn a toast or whatever you did in your home, we're going to come and we're going to make things better and we're going to leave and we're going to let you be. But we encourage people to give us a call as soon as possible. And that's one of the things that happened in this fire on Monmouth Street in Lawrence. It's just that about noontime they smelled smoke. But because they couldn't see anything, they let it go and the fire actually, I guess, was on the walls and it broke out about 2 o'clock. It could have been, if this was 2 o'clock in the morning, when everybody's sleeping, it was dangerous as it was. Good thing everybody got out. But imagine if it was 2 o'clock in the morning when everybody's sound asleep.
Yeah. That's our show. Thank you so much to our sponsors, Lawrence General Hospital and Fuddruckers of North Andover. Your sponsorship means a lot. And that is our show. If there is someone or an organization you'd like to see featured on Hometown Talents and Treasures, email me at esternvajda@gmail.com. Remember, it can be anyone. The important thing is that they selflessly donate their talent and time to help others. See you next time.